Hey guys, Joe here, doing a video on my computer, and you're going to see a full video on it because as you can see from this picture here, this is a completely different system from what it looked like on Friday. I'm not going to get into everything right now because I'm going to be working on the video that I'm editing and putting together. So this system is in the frame because I'm going to talk to you about maintenance, which turned out to be a big problem with this system, which led me to doing what I did. Some of the important things in life that you need to maintain: your house, your car, your lawn, apparently your relationships, unless you're single like me, and then that's perfectly fine. But I did not maintain the computer like I should have. There are different cooling types, of course. You have open air, which is fans, which require a lot less maintenance than a custom water loop. AIOs, which require still less than even the open air or the fans because they're sealed up. You just keep the dust off them, you're okay for a longer period of time. And then there is custom water loop, which is what this is. It has a pump, a reservoir. In this case, it has two radiators. Some systems only have one, some systems have many, and a CPU water block. I don't have a graphics block for that card yet, but getting back to the video. When I picked up all the components you see on here, everything was used. Everything except for those cable extensions. Those came from Amazon.com. But the radiators, the fans, that pump, everything was used. You would have thought I would have gone through and meticulously cleaned everything out because I did years of mechanic work, and you'd be like, hey, he knows better than to just throw something together. No, I didn't. That radiator I did flush out when I got a 580 hydrocopper, and that was fine, but then I let it sit on a shelf after using it without completely cleaning it for 2 months. That radiator and that CPU block came in a separate bundle, which you can see up here, and I don't even remember what the hell I bought in that bundle, but I guess you can watch the video and see. He told me those two items hadn't been used in a year and a half. Well, instead of doing the right thing, I just went ahead and slapped it all together and started using it. I thought the pump was the biggest problem because it started running hotter and hotter and hotter. And I had pulled the CPU block off once and cleaned it because I was checking it when I did one of the upgrades I did. However, it started running super hot to the point where it was throttling. It was getting up to over 90 degrees Celsius. And I was like, that's it, it's time to tear this whole thing apart. Well, I decided to change up the pump res, especially since got a good deal on Craigslist, and I was able to do that. But when I did it, I didn't clean the CPU block out, I didn't clean that radiator out, and I didn't clean that radiator out. So, as you can imagine, the first time I filled it, there was like no head pressure at all coming out of the pump. And this pump goes to 4,800 RPMs, and there was nothing. It was like trickling up and trickling out. It wouldn't fill. So I took it apart and I cleaned the CPU block again and pulled out a ton of crap. It had blocked the plate inside completely. Well, I put it back together and it was better, but it still wasn't running right. Tons of air bubbles. And as you can see, the system's been running for only about 2 hours now, and there's literally no bubbles outside of what's in the reservoir, and those were in there from filling and will work their way out. As you can see, it's clear down there and bubbles up there. Well, I finally said, that's it. Why was the CPU block so full of crap? Well, I took that off. I took all the tubing off because I wanted to redo it and minimize how much tubing was showing and fix it. That is fixed, believe it or not, even though you're going to laugh. And I decided to clean out the radiators and the CPU block and then flush out the pump and all my pipes at the same time again, as well as filter the coolant to get anything out of that. Well, I did all of that, and that radiator was completely full of dirt. I could barely get any fluid through it. I had a soft tube on there and I was blowing into it as hard as I could, and eventually it cleared out and eventually it started working. So yeah, maintenance. It's a very important thing. You'll be seeing a video more on what I did here, as well as some cuts and vlog style blogging, vlogging, build logging, whatever you want to call it, when I put this thing together. And you'll also understand why it's got the 690 in it right now. So anyways, 5 minutes is long enough. Just wanted to say you need to maintain your stuff. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any comments, let me know. Subscribe, click up there, click over here, click over here. And as always, I'll talk to you later.